Hey, beautiful souls. Welcome back to Soft Healing Sundays. I am grateful that you are here. Okay, so let's jump into it. Today's conversation is one that I think almost everyone struggles with or has struggled with at some point in their life. And we're talking about letting go. This is episode number 5, letting go without losing yourself. Not because it's trendy, not because people always tell us to just move on, but because sometimes the very thing we're holding on to is also the very thing that's keeping us from becoming who we're really meant to be. The hardest part about letting go isn't always losing the thing itself. Sometimes it's wondering, who will I be without it? Who am I without this relationship? Who am I without this job? Who am I if I stop people pleasing? Who am I if I stop trying to prove myself? Many of us become so attached to certain people, routines, identities, or expectations that we begin confusing them with who we really are. But today, I want you to think from a different perspective. I want to offer you a different perspective. What if letting go isn't losing yourself? What if it's finally finding yourself? If you're carrying something that's become too heavy, I hope this episode gives you permission to put it down. And why letting go feels so hard? I think one of the biggest misconceptions is that letting go is easy. I mean, let's be real. If it was easy, we wouldn't go through half of the things that we go through in the process of letting go, but I feel like the process of letting go would be much quicker if it was easy. I mean, we stay in places that no longer fit us because they feel familiar. And familiarity can feel safer than uncertainty, even when we're unhappy, even when we're exhausted, and even when we know deep down something has changed. Our minds naturally crave certainty. Even painful certainty can feel more comfortable than unfamiliar freedom. Sometimes we tell ourselves, maybe it'll get better. Maybe if I try harder. Maybe if I wait longer. Maybe they'll change. Maybe I'll change. But here's something that I have learned. Hope is beautiful, but hope should never become the reason you ignore the reality right in front of you. There's a difference between believing in possibilities and refusing to acknowledge what's already being shown to you. And sometimes letting go isn't about giving up, as some people think. It's about accepting what is. One thing I noticed in my own life, every season I outgrew something. And I thought I was losing pieces of myself when I left certain situations. I questioned who I was, but later I realized that I wasn't truly losing myself. I was losing the masks, the expectation, the survival habits, the version of me that was constantly trying to earn love, trying to keep everyone else happy, trying to avoid conflict, trying to fit into spaces that were already too small. Healing doesn't erase you. Healing removes everything that isn't truly you. Imagine an artist uncovering a sculpture hidden inside a block of marble. The sculpture was already there. The artist just simply chipped away everything that wasn't part of it. That's what healing looks like. That's what letting go looks like. You're not becoming someone new. You're uncovering who you've always been. You're taking off the rose colored glasses. Things we often need to release. When people hear letting go, they usually think about relationships, but sometimes the hardest things to release aren't people. Sometimes they are beliefs. Beliefs like, I'm not good enough. I have to earn love. I don't have enough money to buy this. That's why um, this is this way or that is that way. I'll never be successful. I'm too late. I always mess things up. Maybe it's guilt. Maybe it's shame. Maybe it's comparison. Maybe it's perfectionism. Maybe it's trying to control everything because somewhere along the way, control started feeling like safety. Sometimes we even have to let go of the person we thought we'd become, not because we failed, but because we've grown. Growth changes dreams, growth changes priorities, growth changes people, and that's okay. Letting go doesn't mean you stop caring. This is something I think many people need to hear. You can love someone and still choose peace. You can forgive someone without giving them access to you ever again. You can appreciate what a season taught you while also recognizing and being able to recognize that it's time to move forward in your life. Letting go doesn't erase love, it doesn't erase memories. It doesn't mean you pretend nothing happened. It just simply means that you're choosing not to carry what no longer belongs in your hands. And sometimes closure doesn't come from another conversation. Sometimes closure comes from your own decision, your own discernment. The moment you decide, I've learned what I needed to learn, I'm choosing peace now. What are you making room for? Nature teaches us this every year. Trees don't cling to every leaf forever. They release them. Not because leaves had no value, but because making room is part of growth. The same is true for us. Every time we release fear, we create room for courage. We create room for new things to enter our lives. Every time we release resentment, we create room for peace. Every time we release self doubt, we create room for confidence. Every ending creates space for something new. The question is, what are you making room for? Try this weekly challenge. This week, I don't want you to focus on what you're letting go of. I want you to focus on what you're making room for. Ask yourself every morning, what am I choosing today? Is it peace, joy, confidence, boundaries, rest, or abundance? Write one thing down each day. Small choices create lasting change. And thank you so much for spending this time with me today. If this episode resonated with you, I encourage you to pause for a few moments after this video, sit quietly with yourself, and think about one thing you've been carrying that no longer belongs in your next chapter. Remember, letting go doesn't mean your experiences didn't matter. It doesn't erase your love, your memories, or your journey. It just simply means you're choosing not to let the past define what comes next in your life. You deserve a life that feels lighter, more peaceful, and more aligned with who you truly are. If this message encouraged you, please like this video, subscribe if you haven't already, and share it with someone who may need this reminder today. And until next Sunday, take care of your heart, trust your growth, and remember, you don't lose yourself when you let go of what no longer serves you. You create space for the person you were always meant to become. Take care, and I'll see you in the next episode. Love and light.